We're muted. We're muted. We're muted. All right. Yo, shout out to Leonor. First of all, how'd you end up on D Live? Hold on a second. You supposed to be YouTube only, man. What you doing on this other side of the town, man? Nah. I appreciate you. Appreciate you stopping by over there. So today, that right there, that's part of the new project, okay? All the video games. We're gonna go down what probably is like an infinite list of video game music, okay? And I'm going to attempt to try and make hits out of the songs that you guys request, and even songs that I like too, you know? I'm trying to make things out of them. I mean, you know, this is Leonor's mind, okay? You could be here, there, everywhere, alright? Like omnipotent here, okay? Omnipresent. Let's go. Yeah, but I like how this turned out. I really was overthinking this one. I was trying to take a whole lot of parts from it, and I was like, you know what? This actually works right here, and then we just layer it with some of our own stuff, you know? And it turned out to be pretty nice. You know, the chorus is a little more chill, relaxed, and then when it doesn't have all those instruments really in it, it feels a little more tense, you know? We got plenty that are done, ready to go. I think I got like 5.
This is another hit.
All right, let me get like another 5, and then we'll upload that first batch, okay? And we'll keep it going. But today, what I want to do, okay? Let's get in here for a second. So today, what I want to do. Take this Streets of Rage to stage. The song's called Dreamers. The stage when you're in the carnival, okay? And I did something kind of cool with it, so it's pretty much done. It's in a loop, but it's pretty much done. But what I want to do is mix it down. So that's what we're gonna do today. And then depending on how I'm feeling, because it's been a while since I was streaming. So, you know, yesterday I did like 2 hours and I felt like I wanted to go to sleep. So I'm not back to how I used to be. However, if I'm still kind of filling up, we'll play a little bit of Tekken 8, okay? But this one, this song that's playing right now comes from a game called Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I've never played the game, but I am tempted to go and play the game. I believe it came out in 2017. Kind of reminds me, it's like a blend of like Tony Hawk and some interesting something. Because why does your skateboard allow you to fly through the air? That's all I want to know, you know? But I guess that's the future. So I don't know much about it, but from what I was able to see on like YouTube, I was like, this is interesting, okay? So I have to check it out. So let's can we get a pause on this thing? All right. This is what we're looking at. Or at least this is what we're listening to. So we got some percussion going in here. Kind of chopped it up a little bit. Got some bass and drums. Try to put a little swing to them. I may, after this, you know, maybe sometime later, experiment. I just want something, at least for the chorus, just like a sound that's just like background. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we kind of listening, kind of nodding our heads to it, you know. I don't think so, because there were like a good couple of months where I wasn't playing Tekken at all. Like when it came out, I was playing. I got all the way up to the ruler ranks, and then I stopped. And then I probably picked it up again maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks ago. Probably more like a week. So I've been fighting through that. I made it up to Battle Ruler. And then I got demoted, so I'm Flame Ruler right now. But as far as the pass goes, I think I'm like level 31 or 32 or something like that. So I really haven't been putting in any time into it. Alright. Let's see. So I guess I already kind of did the first part, but I could explain. So basically, once we're done kind of making our beat, at least getting our ideas down and things of that nature, what we want to do here, okay, got some extra stuff in here. All right, so what we want to do is we want to gain stage. Like that's our first thing, right? So we want to get our premix right and within a target area, right? We want to make sure we can hear everything and everything sounds level, and then we'll go to cleaning it up, right? AKA mixing. All right, where we'll edit things and we'll, you know, create some room and stuff like that for everything. But what I do want to say is in your DAW, not just FL Studio, you could be using Logic, you could be using Pro Tools, whatever, right? Reason, whatever. You'll normally have input gain, okay, or you'll have your output volume. And while a lot of times people believe the two are interchangeable, they're not. Okay, I had to learn this as well. So your input gain is control of the level of the signal coming in, okay, whereas your volume, right, is the sound is coming out through whatever source you're using, right, like your speakers, or maybe you have headphones on or whatever, right? So when a sound is playing, like say this, okay, if I come here and turn this down because maybe it's too loud, I'm actually adjusting the output. I'm adjusting the volume, but I'm not adjusting the input, right? Or the gain of the signal. Okay, so think input coming into, okay, your mixer, and then output is coming out from the mixer, okay? So if I go here and turn this down, for instance, it sounds pretty quiet, right? But if you take a tool like, say, our EQ here, where I can actually see the volume of the signal coming in, you have two different levels here, right? So here is showing the signal is coming into this module, right, at -9. But we look here and we're almost -21. Let's say we're -19, -20. Okay, so what does that mean? All right, if you have a sound that's too loud and you don't gain stage properly, what you're going to end up doing is you could have something where as you're making changes and you're adding more effects and things like that, you could end up sending this and having something that's way too loud, and that's going to affect your sound. It's going to stress out the effects, the plugins that you're using, and they're not going to be able to work optimally, okay, to give you the results that you need. Then when you go to bounce this out, it's probably not going to sound as good as you thought it did, at least in the program, right? So also, this applies to those of us that stream, right? So when you're looking at something like, say, OBS or Streamlabs, okay, you have tracks. You have like a little mixer there, right? And it has all your tracks for the sources. Could be your mic, your desktop audio, your Discord, your music, whatever. And it works in the same way. If you do not control the level of the signal coming in and you decide to use the slider instead, okay, you could end up pushing that signal way too far, and then you'll start having a decrease in the quality of your audio. So on your end, say it sounds good, but then when it goes to translate on the stream, you don't sound loud enough or something like that, because once it reaches past that 0 point, it starts chopping the peaks. Okay, so now you're actually losing detail in that signal passing through that track, right? So it works the same way. So what we would do is take your input gain, use a gain plugin, which are also in your streaming programs as well, and you can adjust it. So first thing you want to do is never touch your faders. Not yet. Okay, pre-mix. Get your signals, get your gain, your input gain, and mess with the volume that way. Okay, so you can see exactly how loud or how low something actually is, and get that to where it sounds good enough or loud enough, right? Then once everything's done, you applied your filters and all that, right? Then you can go and you can draw that fader, knowing that no matter where you move that, the signal coming in is not so loud that it's clipping and having the peaks chopped off and all that other stuff. So then you get a really nice clean sound that's coming in, like what you're probably hearing on the other side there as you're listening to me, right? The mic, the music, whatever. All right, so I've already kind of went here and done this, but let's just go over, okay? So in hip hop, I can kind of give you these as a guide. You can use them if you feel like you want something a little louder or a little lower or quieter. Go for it, okay? There's no like definitive rules. However, if you follow this, almost always you're going to hit between that target level of -3 to -6, which they recommend you have the totality of your song, okay, peaking at for a mix, okay? So for my kick, I'm usually somewhere between -6, -9, okay? As you can see here, I'm sitting at -9. Guess we can the rest of this stuff. For my snare, some people want their snare as loud as their kick, so they'll probably put it up at -9 too. But the way I learned it, okay, you gotta stop looking at meters. Okay, yes, I'm telling you these numbers, but if you don't look, this is kind of how I figured it out, and just listen. Get your sounds to when you're listening to them, they sound about the same level. And take a look and see where you're at, right? And over time, when you do this, you look and you start going, I'm usually around here. So then you start coming up with a starting point. Whenever I play this sound, I'm gonna start it here. Now, in the end, we may end up adjusting that lower, or maybe we want to make it a little louder. But you have a starting point, right? So you can always make sure that you have it about as balanced as you can get it, okay? So I try and get my kick, listen to it, listen to the snare, and make sure they sound about the same loudness. Not looking at the meters and going, well, this is at 6, I gotta put the snare at 6, because snares are loud, they hit harder. Okay, so to put this to be -9, now it sounds louder than the kick. Okay, so we want them about even. Okay, for my hi-hats here, what I learned when it comes to the hats, kind of want to somewhere between -18, -21. Okay, depending on if you want them a bit more present or more in the background, as a starting point. Now, once you get everything mixed and all that, sometimes I turn it down about as low as -24. It just kind of depends on the track and what's all in it, right? So we can go through those, right? Even my crash cymbals down here, okay? Sounds just about right. And again, just listening to it, just trying to make sure everything's about the same loudness, okay? So we have our video game track here, and when it comes to like the instruments and stuff, usually I'm gonna say somewhere between like -16 where you want to start, and maybe somewhere up to like, or I should say down to like -24. Most things are gonna fit somewhere around there. And then for the bass, somewhere between like -12, -15. And I like -15, at least for me. This sounds like the perfect spot. But sometimes, depending on what you're using, especially if you use like 808s or something, -12, give it a little more, right? I don't like putting my bass as loud as the kick. One, you lose the kick. Okay, and then I know some people like the side chain and all that too, but it just doesn't sound like very clean, right? I don't know, maybe someone has a better way, but I can never get it really clean by having my 808s as loud as my kick drum, and then I lose my kick drum, and it's just like, why do I even use this thing, right? I should just use an 808, but then you're not getting any like punch. But it just sounds, to me, it just doesn't sound right, because now your kick, even though you know it's there and you could even feel it like without having the kick drum and the 808 play at the same time, if you just play the 808 by itself, but you can't hear it, and that drives me nuts. All right. See, you finished the battle pass. Nice. Good stuff, man. Yo, Blue in the building. Appreciate you stopping by, man. How you doing? What time is it for you? I forget. It's like 9, right? 10. Shout out to Blue. Shout out to Japan. All right. But yeah, so I always try to make sure there's a balance. And I was taught, if you can get the kick, the snare, and the bass playing well together, the rest of the track is easy to figure out, because those are the three, well, apart from vocals, right? But we're just talking about the beat. Your kick, your snare, and your bass are like the loudest parts in a track. So to start, if you want to single those out, okay, and make sure these three are balanced, the rest of it goes smoothly. You can't, it's like you can't mess it up. Right? So again, with my bass is kind of sitting here about -15. Okay, I can still hear the kick. Can you turn it up some more? Sure, right? Like I said, you can get about -12 and I can still hear the kick. Okay, if you start getting too loud, see, now you can't really hear it. And then when you go to try and put your when you try and side chain it and have the bass duck under, I can't, man. I just can't. All right, so yeah, I like keeping it down more, just under, where it feels like it kind of ducks under, and then we could side chain, and then we don't have to do like such an extreme ducking for the bass, just so you can hear the kick kind of, and then it still sounds kind of muddy and stuff like that. But I know that's a thing too, so you know. So you find that that balance. Here we go. Why is it jumping like that? What? Okay. All right, and then we have our percussion here. Usually your percussion might be a little louder, but again, depending on what we're shooting for. Like this, I just wanted it kind of under. I wanted to kind of blend in with the sample. But there may be cases where you don't want that, and in that case, somewhere -15, -12 kind of depends, and you can get something that's a little louder, okay, with your stuff. But in this case, I want this to kind of blend in with our game track here and make it sound like it's kind of a part of that. Okay, so all right, so that's it. I mean, we don't have too much that we've entered here, and then this is just here because I was trying to find like the key. So you know, you always got to pull up that piano, so you're just like, okay, what key is this in? And then once you find it, you're like, okay, I know the scale, and then you go off after that. But yeah, that's what we have so far. So up to 5. So what we could do is, I think I wanted to use this. Let's just put it at 6. That's not part of the. Interesting. I'll do it for right now. What we'll do next is, let's do rename. We'll just name all this stuff. So that's gonna be our snare. Just kind of cleaning it up. This will be our closed hat. This is our open hat. Alright, this is our crash cymbal. This is a vibra slap, so it's not the same thing. Okay, so Streets of Rage 2 Beamer. Okay, this is our siren that we added in. This just doesn't exist right now. This is our bass, our synth bass. So synth bass, and then this is our percussion. Okay, boom. What I like, what they added in 21, okay, once you have all this stuff together and you have it in whatever channels that you're trying to send it to, right, you can go here and they actually have a sort button now. I don't know why this took them so long. I used to have to like drag stuff and try and fit it in between so I can get everything lined up, like all my drums and stuff the way I wanted it to. Now you don't have to worry about that. So once you kind of have everything, like I want my kick on 1, my snare on 2, whatever, go here and sort by track number, and then it'll just rearrange it for you. Okay, so now everything's numbered in order, right? We'll shift these over as a way to do that without, too much stuff. And then I threw this over here just because I knew it was going to be last, so I just picked a random number that was just far off. But we're not using that, so now you can kind of see that. What we'll do now is I'll take 1 through 6 here. We're going to highlight, okay? We're going to right click on track 1. We're going to go over here to channel routing, and we're going to use route selected channels starting from this track. And what it's going to do is fill in everything, okay, with the names and everything. Boom, done. Okay, now we can look at our mixer, and we already know what sound is coming out of that. All right. Next, what we'll do is we're going to make like a little subgroup, okay, or a bus. So I'm going to take all of these tracks because there are drums. This isn't part of the drum kit, okay, but it's here. We're not going to select it. We're just going to select these, okay. We're going to right click on this arrow under the mixer, and we're going to select route to this track only. So currently you see every track is routing to the master track. What we want to do is take all of these sounds, route them to this one, and then this one will be routed to the master track. So once we get everything balanced out on these individual ones, we'll have one slider to control the whole of the drums. So once our drums are balanced, if we feel like we need to turn it down, one slider just turns down everything instead of trying to individually move every slider for the drums, okay? So we're gonna do route all to this track, okay? And then we're going to label this our drum bus. All right, and then again, that's routed to the master. So if I mute this, you hear no drums, even though this is all playing, okay? Our percussion, that's different, that's separate, okay? We're just talking about our drum kit or our drum set, right? Now, from here, I can see the total volume of every single one of our drums, okay? And I can make sure that when all these different frequencies are clashing and all that, we're still not pushing past 0. We got plenty of headroom to do what we gotta do, okay? Alright, so for this, what I'm gonna do is hold Alt and then use the arrow keys, and I can actually shift over the entire. Can't do this on an actual mixer, right? Yeah. Digital, baby. And it'll actually change them, so you'll see that the numbers change to correspond to where they're now sitting. Okay. We actually don't have a 9, so oops. Alright, cool. So we got everything where we want it, and then the siren, let's move that. We're not using it technically, so that was on 10. Why is that saying it's on? Oh, okay. Siren's on 10. Okay, so let's move it like this. That's cool. And then what we'll do, we'll take this. Okay, so let's leave it like that then. Alright, so we have our 10, we have our 11, which is our siren, but we can grab these. So 7, 8, 9. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. Right click, channel routing, we're going to route these. Boom, everything is labeled, and then we can just select this one, and then we can choose the first option. So we just want to route whatever we selected to this track home. Alright, boom. It's all done. Then what we can do here, okay, one more. We're going to take our game sample, we're going to take our bass, take our percussive instruments, take our effect here. Actually, we'll have, because I need to put the tags here, right? So let's take this one, and what I'm going to do is right click, route to this track only. I think I'm doing that right. I might be wrong with this. Alright, so let's take our drum bus, and then we're also going to route that here as well. And the reason reason why I'm doing it this way, we're going to call this is another subgroup, okay? This is going to be our final mix bus. So whatever last adjustments that we're going to do to the entirety of this track, we can do it here, and then we can save our master track and leave that free for mastering, okay? So what I like to do is just put this up front. I don't know why, but that's just me. Okay, so I can see our mix. I can see where that's at, and then if I go here, like I have a limiter, so it's making this like hit 0 and all that, right? I could actually see how loud this track really is. Okay, and where are we? We're between -3 and -6. All right. So let's get to work, shall we? Now that we kind of have that, we kind of have everything cleaned up, and what we want to do, we can now start working. We got our volumes balanced out and all of that stuff. We gave it another listen. Any little minor adjustments that need to be been made. Okay, let's go. So first thing we want to start on, you can start with melodies or drums, or you can mix it how you want to. Like I said, if you can get the kick, the bass, and the snare right, everything else, you know. So starting off, if you can get those and learn to do those perfectly before anything else, then you have no problem, all right, getting the rest of it to play nicely. So let's go here. Just gonna use a lot of the stock plugins, okay? Show you that you can do this. You don't need, you don't need to run out and grab the latest, most expensive, whatever, right? A lot of them just, some are pretty accurate, right? They might be a little more accurate than others. Some just come with more options. It's kind of like microphones, right? I'm trying to tell y'all. You can if you just want to record vocals, get a vocal microphone for like under $100 now, okay? I have, can't really see it because I need a longer boom arm, but I have, actually, instead of doing that, knowing you can't see it, let's go here. This is what I'm rocking, all right? I have an MXL 770, okay? It's not that much. It's not that much, okay? I did notice some like background noise and stuff like that, and that's me. That's my room. All right, it's not the mic, but this is what I have, okay? And I have my audio interface and my XLR connection and all that, so it's in there, okay? If you want to use like a USB, go for it. But if you have a setup where you have your audio interface and stuff like that, and you want a microphone that's just good for recording vocals, it's nothing. And MXL is a good name, okay? You don't have to go and spend $500 or nothing, because at the end of the day, the more you tend to pay for it is pretty much like, don't get me wrong, you'll probably get some pretty nice components, right? The materials. But like the sound difference starts running into those diminishing returns, okay? And it's not hard to like edit the vocals and make it sound good. And I would say unless it's just really, really cheap, these are just really old, okay? So once upon a time, these were the expensive mics, or the semi-expensive mics, okay? They just gone cheaper, so you can get something that sounds really nice and not to pay a lot, all right? But this is what I have, and it works, all right? It works really nice. Let's exit out of there. All right, so let's play this, and we're gonna solo. Now, I always switch. I'm focusing on the sound. I want to target some things. Okay, I'll solo. But once I get done kind of making changes, I bring everything back in so I can hear what it sounds like with everything playing. Sometimes you get something that might sound good when you solo it, and then when you bring it in with the rest of the band, you're like, that ain't hitting right, you know. Something's still kind of clashing with it or whatever, and you might have to go back to the drawing board. So, all right, knowing that we have this, okay, if you want, never hesitate to pull up multiple EQs and have them side by side, okay? So we can look at this and we know that our bass is usually going to pick up on those sub frequencies, okay? We want our bass to be heard. We want it to be defined, okay? But here's our kick, which is also taking up sub frequencies, okay? So we need to find a way to make these play together. We're more concerned with the bass having the sub frequencies than we are our kick, okay? So what we could do is turn on a high pass, so everything to the left of the curve gets removed, and everything to the right of the curve passes through, okay? Why it's called a high pass, because the lower you go, it gets cut, and the higher you go, passes through, okay? So what we want to do is, a good starting point is 60. We want to put it on 60 hertz, okay? So now everything going to the left of 60 hertz is now, there's a nice little slope here from 60, but it's essentially being cut, okay? So that leaves all of this room for our sub bass, okay? Likewise, we could take a low pass, which does the opposite, okay? So everything to the left, as we go lower, passes through, and everything to the right is cut out, okay? And we could just bring it up, not too much, because we know it starts to kind of curve, right? Let's try and find, there's not too much going on here anyway, so us pulling in really far doesn't too much hurt it, but we do want to kind of give it something here. We're actually going to add something before this, but just watch me work, okay? So now that we have this going on, kind of have it isolated a little bit, okay? What we can do is, since we cut out these sub frequencies in the kick, right, which was kind of giving it that weight, okay, we got to make up for it. And so what we're gonna do now is look for the punch in the kick, okay? It's not gonna carry as much weight as those lower ends where we were getting the thump. However, the bass is handling that. And what we're gonna do is try and find the next best thing, which is the punch. So it'll give us something, but it won't have as much of the impact as the thump did, okay? So what we'll do is, you can go up to about 6, okay? And we can sweep it. I do things a little more extreme, okay? So I just drag it all the way up here, okay? And I listen. That'd be too far. So right about here, it sounds like it wants to like punch through your speaker, but it's not enough power for it to actually punch through your speaker, right? That's how you know you found it. And you're like, okay, I found it, so we're gonna bring it back down, and then we'll just raise it to a moderate level. General rule, when we're making these cuts and these boosts, try not to go past +6 or -6. If you have to do that in order to get the effect that you're trying to get, that may not be the sound for you, okay? Don't overwork yourself trying to get something to sound right. Don't make a million cuts and a million boosts and all that. If you can't just simply like do things, you might have the wrong thing, okay? And maybe look for something else. Sometimes it's all you got. I get it. But if you can, do something else, like T-Pain says. Alright, so we're gonna boost it up a little bit here just to kind of bring that range of frequencies up a little bit. And then what we'll do is, so about 90 hertz is where we boost it. We're gonna come over here to our bass, because if we go to 90, you can still see the bass here is present, okay, and even jumps up a little higher to about the 120 range, okay. So let's go. Let's say we bring it to like 95, okay. So we got like a good even split on either side, and then what I'm gonna do is drop it just a little, not too much, okay. And all that's gonna do is allow that punch we found in the kick to now stick out in front of the bass. So it almost like takes those frequencies from the bass and it ducks it under just a little bit, okay, just enough for that kick to sound more pronounced with the bass, okay. Y'all hearing that? That's without the EQ on the bass. And then when we turn it on, we're gonna get that duck at the 90 hertz. Listen to the kick. Sounds more defined, right? More clear. But it's not taking from what's over here, okay? Now we can go over to the 60 hertz range where we started to roll off here, and we could boost that, okay? Why? Because ain't nothing stopping it over here. It's free, okay? So we're gonna get them to play together. So you bring everything back in, you can hear the kick and the bass play really nicely together. And now you're not sacrificing your kick drum to try and have like a nice sounding bass. You know, another thing that I'm going to apply to the bass is saturation, because saturation, it's the too much that you want, but not go crazy with it, right? So as I was explaining before, when you push a sound, too far, you start to, clip, you get a distortion. Well, that's saturation, okay? But it has this kind of effect that we all come to know and love, okay? Where it kind of makes the lower frequencies, it adds excitement, but in the lower frequencies, it just makes things feel warmer, okay? And then when you start getting into the higher frequencies, the sounds there, they get more excited. It's just like more energetic, and they usually, call this the upper harmonics, right? So we can get some more excitement out of our bass, give it more energy without having to compensate by using volume. Okay, so we can get something that hits harder, but it doesn't have to be louder, right? And you can still feel it, right? So we'll end up doing that. But again, you get these balanced, you get your snare blended in there right, and like I said, the rest of it, mixing it becomes like you can't mess it up, right? If you can get the 3 loudest sounds in the track, blend it, and to play well together, the rest of your track will sit exactly where you want it, because those are the loudest sounds and everything else is gonna sit under it. All right, so on to our kick here. Actually, could we go in purple one, looking at yellow. All right, so here we found our punch, okay? I am going to continue to sweep, because in some sounds, you'll kind of find places where you hear something like this, okay? Even if I pull it down a little more, you hear this like hollow, kind of empty sound. This is kind of the point where there's not too much information that you're able to turn up from the lower range nor the higher range. Okay, so it's just kind of empty right here, and so it kind of sounds like a box, like this. Okay, it's kind of hollow. That sounds nasty, and as you can see, we're turning up the frequencies. It sounds nasty, so this could potentially pop through. You go to crank up your volume. So we want to keep this kick sounding real tight. So we're gonna drop it, okay? So we can keep the kick sounding nice and tight. So we take these unwanted frequencies that we hear, or frequency ranges, we turn them down, and then the stuff that sounds good or gives us clarity, we'll typically turn those up. Now there may be a situation where you'll want to do the opposite. Say if I'm like messing with brass, because brass is so energetic. Okay, you find those sweet spots and you're like, that's too intense, so we bring it down, and we can kind of trick our ears to making the brass feel like it's playing in the background, because we're dropping those frequencies and toning it down, right? So there are some different things to think about when you're doing it. But when you hear something that just sounds really bad, oh, we're automatically cutting that. That's automatic cutting. All right. Let's we probably won't go too far into this because there's really no need at that point. But so right here you can kind of hear there's like more of like a snap happening, right? You can kind of hear, right? It's kind of like a little snap. If you want it, say if you play it back and it didn't seem like your kick was cutting through enough, you might want to come over here and boost right here, just to give it that extra snap that it might need to cut through, right? And that's something that you can do. However, kind of like how this is already. Actually, let's say, because there's a lot of energy just like here and not too much here. Even though you do get that, I would use like here. You can even see that too. So, I mean, options, right? But right here, definitely it's not a good move. So we're gonna drop that. Okay. And let's see where we are. So we're at -6. If we turn this off, excuse me, you can see we were at -9. So we're actually gaining volume, okay, from these changes that we're making. And then last but not least, we didn't see the video, okay? We got a low pass. We got to start doing this, people. It's cool, you do the high pass and all that for the bass and you learned that part. I learned how to low pass, okay? Because there are sounds that live up in those high frequencies, and that's where they are, and you want them to come through. Okay, so again, it's one of those things where just pull up another EQ, and you can see, right? See this? It's just up here, okay? So if we just left everything as it was, and we never checked any of this, tamed any of this, made any room, all this stuff that's playing, now as it starts stacking up, the snare and all that, it'll start to drown this out. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna overcompensate, right? I gotta take my volume and I gotta through the roof, okay? And now your hi-hats are like really loud. And somebody's trying to tone them down for you, okay? So what we're gonna do is we'll use our low pass. What we're gonna do is push. Okay, we're gonna just take out some of the air in that, so you can hear that. Then you start to lose some of the air, right? You push in too far, you'll start to make the sound really dull, and that's not going to translate well when you go back. So you still want to be able to hear everything in the sound. You just do without that air, okay? Again, we're just trying to tighten it up. So now, this room that's left, it looks like that's about perfect for this, doesn't it? So now when this is playing, it sounds like it has its own room. It doesn't sound like anything is fighting. Okay, and now you don't have to do this to try and get your hi-hat to play over the kick. Okay, it's little things we do that makes a big difference. Okay. All right. So now that we have that, let's play it back. Okay, we're still up here. So this is our gain within the EQ. If you don't have one, then the next thing you'll put is a gain plugin, and then you're going to turn the volume either down or up back to where it originally was before you started to try and process it. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring this down. All right, so now you can hear this at the same volume. Turn it on at the same volume and hear the changes that you made. All right, I know it sounds a little flat. Work with me though. We're not done here. So we're just kind of cleaning this stuff up. I could have boosted a little more here as well, but that's okay. It's gonna work. Watch. All right. So now we're gonna bring in our snare. Guess we could have. You know what? Let's try it. Can't hurt. What I'm gonna do is add some compression to this. Wrong one. We're gonna use the Fruity limiter, but you can switch it between a limiter and a compressor. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this on. Let's make this a little bigger. And that's what I like about the FL stock plugins as well. There are some third party, right? That you can, or some brands where you can kind of move the interface and stretch it, but there's not too many, all right? But in FL Studio, all of their plugins you can pretty much stretch. So if you need it bigger so you can see, or done. All right. So we can see the sound playing. Now I don't want to do too much for compression, so let's do like a 3-to-1. Okay. And then we're gonna take our threshold and start to pull down. Okay. As we start to get down, we'll start to see the attenuation or the compression. Okay. No, it's just family back there. I got my daughter, my nephews are here, and of course my brothers are here. It's a full house right now. So yeah, if you hear some stuff coming through, I apologize. I tried my best. Okay. But we can see we're getting some compression here. We can hover over, and we can see in the upper left-hand corner how much compression is being applied, right? So we're at about half a decibel. We can push down a little more if we need to. Okay, about two decibels of compression. And so you can see that we're actually losing some volume here. So we'll take our gain and then we can turn this up. But before I do that, let's go over here and mess with our attack and release. Okay, so our attack is all the way down, which means the compressor, as soon as the kick volume goes over this threshold, it's being compressed. The compressor is like almost instant. Okay. this could be good or bad depending on what you're looking for, right? So if we increase the attack, what'll start happening is we delay the amount of time it takes for the compressor to reach its full compression, right? Based on what we have set here. So what this could do potentially, as we're increasing or making the attack time longer, is allow like the transients, like the very beginning of the sound, to pass through without really being altered, and then everything after that being altered. Okay, so what we can get is we can get a kick that sounds a bit more snappier, right? So let's go ahead and do that. And as we're doing this, you'll notice the compression, the amount of compression starts to go down as well, right? As I'm raising this, when you pull it all the way down, you can kind of hear like the entire sound being pushed down as it passes. As I raise it more and it starts to put that delay in, there's a point where you'll actually hear that very beginning of the kick like come through, and it just sounds a bit more sharp, more defined. And at that point, we're done. Okay, so that's here around 5-6 milliseconds. I got what I'm looking for. Okay, so if I want, I'm gonna pull this down just a little bit more, bring it back to about that 2, and then we'll take our gain and we'll put it back to where, back here around 9, where we had it, -9. Okay, and done. So all right, so we can hear our before and after on it. The compression is subtle, so it's not a huge difference. However, it kind of takes those, again, that waveform, right? Very beginning kind of passes through, the rest of it gets pressed down, so it kind of makes more of a separation, okay, between those peaks and the valleys, because we kind of went in and pushed down more on that, and then we allowed the peaks just a little bit to kind of pass through before everything else got squashed down. All right, so it gives us a nice little punchier kick here. All right, let's move on, shall we? We're going to do the same thing here. All right, so off the bat, you know where our kick is, okay? We had it here about 90. We definitely don't need our snare causing noise here, okay? So we can easily just cut that off, okay? We come up here, let's bring it to about 100. Okay, so you can start seeing this come down, cutting all this stuff out. Now that allows our kick its own little space right there where we raise in the sweet spot, and then it allows our snare. Okay, so we can come over here. First thing you hear is what? This sounds like the bass of the snare. Okay, you may or may not want to boost here, depending on what you're looking for. You might want to cut it. Maybe it's too bassy. Okay, but when you find those sweet spots, you can make the decision. And then again, when you find those spots where it don't sound good, we're automatically dropping those, right? We don't want to hear that. So in this case, I'm going to boost it a little bit. Not too much. So sweet. Okay. This, again, has that hollow, boxy kind of sound. We don't want this. You know what? I feel like I didn't say anything. Where's he at? I just thought about that. Yo, Quill in the building. I knew it. I was like, I seen something. I was talking, and I was like, did I say something to him? My bad, man. How you doing? Long time no see. All right. So this, we don't want this. We're gonna drop this. So what happens? You start to tighten up the snare, because now you're cleaning it, right? Don't sound too clean. Sounds a little cleaner, right? So we're not gonna do too much. Let's do about 3. Okay, so we go from okay. We're just cleaning this stuff up. Let's keep going. We could make like a bigger thing here, but I don't think that's necessary. We could drop right here though. And it just kind of makes it sound a little tighter. Maybe not that loud. So right here, doesn't sound really loud, even if I turn it up. Okay. So finding clarity with our snare right here. That's just too much. All right. So over here in about the 2K range, if we want to get a little more snap out of it, we can do that. Just a little bit. We don't want to do like too much. Because those higher frequencies, they can get out of control pretty quickly. All right. All right. So cool. All right, and then we'll do our low pass. Again, we're just trying to kill some of this air, create some room for our cymbals and things like that that live up here. So okay, we're at about -12, so all right. So now we're starting to kind of get everything its own little space. And so you're gonna, as everything starts sitting in its own place, you'll start getting more of a balanced track, right? Let's go into, let's start with our cymbal. We can take it to the open hat. If you want, we can apply compression on here as well. Usually I don't, just because a lot of these snares are kind of like, stuff's already done to them. All right. So even when I do the compression, like I don't do very much. It's a little bit. Let's also do a 3 on this. All right. So let's just go in, push. All right. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and exit out of here. Now let's go into close hats here. No, it says cymbal, but somehow I got ahead of myself and I thought we were done with the close hats. Okay, so same thing here. We can see there's not a lot of energy going on here. Well, we got most of the energy up here. So as we kind of come in and cut through, you notice we're not losing anything. However, making things is getting rid of frequencies that we're not going to use for a particular sound just allows other sounds to occupy that space and not have to fight for it. Okay. Now that might sound like, well, it's just this one sound, but if you got this going and other stuff going and it's all occupied, like stuff will start fighting for space to be heard, right? And those little bits and pieces, they start to stack and add up. So we want to kind of clean things as best we can. All right, so it's less work on our end. So once I get here to about the 1K range, you can kind of hear some of the bass in this hi-hat like completely go. Here it starts to get a little quieter. It's not as bassy. And then if I start pushing past that to like 2K, it gets kind of thin. Okay, so let's say like 1.5. Okay, let's get somewhere about as close as we can get there. All right, cool. So now all this space, when it comes to our drums, our kick, can live there. Feels unbothered, don't it? And it feels like the hi-hats are kind of in their own little spot. And then the snare can come in, and it feels like the hi-hats are in their own little spot. Okay, that's what we want. We want everything to play together. All right. Typically with these hats, I don't like boosting. I just don't. Could you have a sound in which you do? Yes. But in this case, I just don't. Alright, and there's quite a bit of people that don't like to do that because there's already a lot of energy, and most people aren't looking to have their hi-hats be like very loud or present. Okay, but we will clean it up. Again, go too far, you're gonna start losing that sound. Okay. We're at about 14K. Okay. Now the difference is, let's see. All right. So the difference is, okay, hold on. Oh, I see what the difference is now. The difference is I did it wrong. If I turn this off, you can hear more of like the hissing in that. But when I turn it on, you lose it. Okay, so if we just solo it, is there a way I can? Absolutely. So that's with the EQ off. So you can hear there's more like hissing. You hear more of those really, really high frequencies. You took out those really, really high frequencies, and now all you can hear, right? We can hear our closed hat here really nicely, even as we turn this up. Okay, so with it being turned up, that means when you go to turn this up in your speakers, it's gonna sound really nice. It's gonna hit really nicely. Okay, instead of this, and then having to turn this up, and now those short waves. Okay, and they're fast too. Okay, like your ears start hurting after a while. You may not recognize it or know it's that, but those are those high frequencies. Okay, so low passing is very crucial to getting something somebody could sit there and listen to, especially with speakers close to their ears like headphones for a long period of time, and not feel like, hey man, after that like minute and a half, I gotta take this out. I can't listen to it loud. You know? So yeah, we do that. Boom. Turn this on. Alright, so now we got something that's a little nicer, it's cleaner, it's more pleasant to your ears, okay? Along with the rest of this stuff. Okay, the snare's not, trying to jump out and hear how that snare sounds. Okay, all those high frequencies, you gotta clean that stuff up because you're gonna end up with a mess. All right, nice. That's what we want. All right, let's go to. I wanted to do the cymbal because it's right at the beginning, so this is easy for me to just kind of stop and start. And then we'll go into do the open hat, and then we'll do our drum bus. Okay, so let's go here. We already got this together. And we're gonna follow same thing, man. Okay. Right around here, we start to lose the bass. Let's see if we can. Why are they? All right, hold on, just a second. Sorry about that. Can we? Hold on, I'll be back. I just thought of something. I think I. Alrighty, we're back. Alright, I was like, because I know they running through the house and they're like just going in rooms and stuff. And I'm like, hey, look, I'm streaming right now, alright? I'll be done soon, maybe. But I don't end up doing Tekken, but. Alright, so let's go to our crash cymbal. So we already ran our high pass, okay? Just enough where we took out like this, okay? We got rid of it. So once we started getting to about 600-700 hertz, that like bass in it is gone. Great. All right, low pass. Like I said, I don't like boosting these things, so or like maybe if we want to cut, that'd be one thing, but boosting it, you're already in a high frequency area. This just gets nasty. Alright. There is no. And if you are, like 1 dB. Alright. Maybe 2 is pushing it. But you're already dealing with like really tense, like high energy frequencies. You don't need to do much when you get up there. So. Oops. Back. Alright, I think that is okay. Lost a little volume, put it back to where we had it. Alright, so that's without the EQ, okay? This is with the EQ. Alright, so again, more pleasant on the ears, kind of taming those higher frequencies. Alright, so nothing jumping out at you. Alright, so now like, well, okay, we heard it sounds cleaner when you solo the instruments and stuff out, but when you bring everything back in, it don't sound as present. Well, that's why we routed everything over here, and now we're gonna do some extra stuff. All right. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to apply saturation, and I told you what that does already, right? That's a nice little preset I like using here. It's got um, basically four bands created for the sub frequencies, right? The low mids, the high mids, and then the highs. Okay, so now play this, and as I need, I can move this. Okay, control crossover. Yeah, so that's fine. We can actually leave it there. Now let's see. I could maybe move that the other way. Drop this a little bit. We can solo. Let's listen to this. Wait, what? Okay, I gotta bring all this back in, I guess. Okay, so let's go too far, but let's. That should be enough right there. And the more we drive this signal, okay, then the more like saturation we're applying. So here we don't want to do too much here, so because that can get out of control. Hear how that sounds? That's terrible, ain't it? So if you're dealing with the really high frequencies, a little goes a long way. This, the super sub frequencies, anything from 60 below, this has been completely cut. And rightfully so, because in our kick, we rolled off at 60 anyway, okay? If you just feel like you gotta go and do that, you can, but remember, we have bass that's gonna be occupying those frequencies, so we don't really need this, okay? So we have that, boom, that's together. Look at where we are, okay? When we take this off, our drum bus was over here about -9, okay? So we can see we gained a little volume, and we're just gonna put it down. Alright, so without it, and then with it, okay, it kind of pops out a little bit more. And then to further kind of keep the consistency, I'm going to apply compression. Okay, we're going to use a 10-to-1. We want something that's pretty aggressive. Do all that. That was a lot of. All right, won't do too much. Let's start -3. That's about cool. All right, let's do our attack. So for the release, I set it to like 50 milliseconds. There's not too much going on, and there's not too much actually passing over the threshold. The hats are actually okay. It's just more the kick and the snare. And since there is kind of like a bounce here, to try and get it to sound a bit more natural and not have some of those sounds that are closer together, you know, the 50 milliseconds, it's really quick. As soon as I stop it, or as soon as it goes under the threshold, compressor's done. Okay, 50 milliseconds. Good starting point is 100, but like I said, because we got some stuff that's a little closer together, I just kind of lowered it a little bit. You don't want to do it too much. Like if I put this like on 1 millisecond, I don't know, you might get something that sounds kind of weird. 50, I don't know, maybe even 70 shouldn't take like a that's fine for me. All right, that's fine for me right there. Now that we have our compression, let's do a little more. Okay, and then let's take our makeup gain here, put it back where we had it. All right, so out the 2. With the 2. Alright. Without the 2, you can't even really hear that snare that much anymore, huh? Alright, it's just enough. It's just enough to cut through, okay? And then we're gonna clean this up too and this up so it'll sound a little nicer. So let's start with our bass here. So now that we have our drums together, we're halfway there, right? Let's go and apply saturation to our bass. Just gonna drive it. Hear how that like makes it sound. And you have different sources you could use, so it doesn't have to be tape. It could be a tube. They all kind of affect the sound a little differently as it's being driven. So whenever you're using saturation, you can experiment with the different ones. You can experiment with tape saturation, tube saturation, right? And see what's giving me the effect that I want. How is it changing this sound once I drive it and kind of push it, right? And find what sounds good to you and be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna run with that. Let's take that. Let's see. I'm kind of liking that. Okay. That's perfect. Where is it? Because I believe this was jumping, wasn't it? It was. Up to about -12. So that means we need to come in. And okay. Well, we make sure we can kind of duplicate that. Boom. Alright. So without it, and then with it, right? A little more energetic, right? And then we'll come in here and we'll clean it up, right? With our EQ. Again, with having all that energy, what we have here, about 3. Okay. Alright, so now we can take our drums, listen to this. Now, the bass isn't like blaring loud, but there's a lot of energy in it, okay? So even with it being down at a moderate level, you're still able to get the rumble in your speakers, okay? And your headphones, you're still able to hear that come through, alright? And then, kind of top this off. We will, darn it, keep doing the wrong one. Why? All right, let's do compression for this. I'm gonna actually put this on like 6. Let's do like a 6-1. All right. And then take our threshold, push down, start getting some. Whoa, too much. Here, let's make this a little bigger. Consistency. I like it. Move it up just a little bit. And then let's play with our attack here. Peace. Right here around 10, you kind of heard that like beginning, the transients in that, okay, of that sound just start to pop out a little bit. That's what we want. So each time that new note hits, okay, you can make that out. All right, and then everything else we can kind of push that down a little bit. We don't need it like that. We don't know you like that, man. What you doing over here? All right. So let's turn this down and let's put it to. This one kind of low. They are kind of closer together. So we can see how this is working here. So you can see where it's like creating those gaps. So when there's like nothing and I stop playing the note, because I have it with a fast release, you see a release and then it gets ready for when that new note comes in. We'll hear just that beginning part of the transient like clearly, and then the rest of it gets squashed down, okay? So it's a bit more defined, okay? Alright, and our last thing is use our game and get back who we were. Alright. We're almost there, folks. We're almost there, alright? We're not even using this right now. We do have the siren in the beginning, and then we have our percussion. So we'll do this. Siren may or may not. I mean, this is pretty easy, right? We just go ahead and let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. What I want to do with this is actually, I would like to use compression before I EQ this. Is it really needed? If we look at the waveform, alright. But, okay, but, watch. Let's see, here, compressor. I won't do too much with this. Let's do like a 2. I want to make it. Let's do a 2-to-1. What did I do? Mute it? I did. We just want to keep it a little more consistent by driving down these peaks so that they're kind of more even. Okay. Should have checked where this was beforehand. Somewhere between -18, -21. Okay, so now I got the sound to be a little more consistent. And then let's go in here and let's do this. Let's do our low. Okay, and then so what I like to do when I'm using like effects and things, we tend to want those to be what? Not in the foreground, but in the background, okay? So when we find this, okay, sounds really good right here. You can just focus in on that and then drop it down because that's going to quiet those frequencies. So that's going to give the illusion that this sound is playing behind this sound. Okay, and we almost get this to kind of blend in a little better together, right? So let's go here. Let's take out the EQ. This actually sounds louder, and then when we turn this back on, now that siren doesn't sound so loud. Okay, and then of course we need to bring our volume back. We'll end up dropping this down to kind of blend it in, but that's what we were shooting for. Actually pull this down a little bit more. All right, so boom, we got that, and then let's do the percussion here and let's wrap it up. All right, let's see. Oh, I thought we had it there already. This, because of where it's being played from, okay, I got way more control in here than I do. We can get it to open. This is why when I get my next computer built, it's gonna be nice. All right, I'll make sure my motherboard has 2 M.2 slots. My next computer is gonna be off the wall. You're gonna look at it, you're gonna be like, oh, it doesn't glow in the dark. I don't even care about that stuff anymore. I just want a nice case, okay? So you're gonna look like it doesn't, probably ain't much to it, but it's gonna be a beast on the inside, alright? I thought about getting this one. The case looks like a pyramid. Like, it's a glass case. I'm like, this looks crazy. The case is like $400, first of all. But it's like this huge pyramid thing going up. Alright. And I was just stuck, but I was like, where am I gonna put, like, I'm not gonna put that under my desk. Like, I got a place for it to sit. Yeah, but why would you put something like that under your desk? That's something you want sitting up somewhere for someone to like look at and be like, oh, that's kind of dope, right? But I think I'll just go with something, something basic, just whatever, right? We want lights or something. Go buy some lights, man. Why does your computer gotta have all these lights in it, man? No, but yeah, it was cool at first, all right. Even my extra large mouse pad here has a ring, has a light around it, and then I can push this button here and change it. My keyboard's all lit up in different colors and stuff. I just don't care anymore. Like there was a time, and it's just like ah. So my next build, it won't be all fancy like that, but it'll be power. I'm gonna make sure of it. All right, so. But yeah, all the different stuff that I can do through here and the back end with the effects and all that, we got this. This sounds beautiful. If anything, just some EQ and maybe compression. We're gonna call that a day on that one. Alright, so we know we got our kick, our bass and all that at the bottom. We really don't need this down there. Alright, so let's take it to about sounds cool about here. Okay, so it shouldn't be. Okay, so we can still hear it, and that extra stuff at the bottom there, we don't really need to hear all that. All right. I said it just sounds so clean. You're like, what do I do with this stuff? All right. Right here, because it's more like the bass in it. Okay, I'm gonna drop this and quiet those. Like, we want to be able to hear the percussions playing, but we don't need to, because we got all this low end stuff, right? We don't need to hear the bass in the percussion. We just want to hear that percussion banging, all right? We just want to hear them hands just. All right, that's all we want to hear. All right, let's take our how far can I go? Actually sounds kind of cool right there. Okay, and then we want this to kind of play in the background, right? Maybe this, I definitely want to bring this down a little bit. About -21, we had it. All right. And really though, do we need to? Here, hold on. I mean, just a little bit, I guess. It could use a little bit. If I pick this wrong compression tool one more time, just one more time. All right. How quiet this looks, all right? So all I'm looking for is while this is playing to just be a little bit more consistent, okay? y'all like does a lot more, you know, like jumping. We just wanna bring that to a minimum, okay? We know it's gonna be bouncing around, but just to a minimum, okay? Here is a little more crazy, so I expect it to kind of move up a little bit, and that's fine. Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, so it was about minus 21. There's our problem here. I didn't even think about this. The main show, we didn't even do anything to this, okay? Alright, so this, we got a couple options. We can attack this head on like this, or we could go through here. Let's take the long way. Oh, I see. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I wanna take this track right here. And I'm gonna say route this track to this track and this track. So we're just gonna click here, and we're gonna unclick here. Alright. We're gonna take these two, okay, and we're gonna send it here. Okay. So these two channels will now run into this channel. And then this channel into that channel. Sigma, what did you just do? Alright, let me show you. Alright. So let's say you found a nice little song that you wanted to sample or whatever, right? And you want to kind of do it more that traditional way. Well, you can route these two, and now you can treat this as recording two different tracks, in which one will just carry our low end information, and our other we can carry the high end. Okay, so back in the day, they had the vinyl, they had the switch. Okay, you get the switch and you can kill the bass out of it and stuff like that. Okay, because you can do like a high pass or whatever, and so we can emulate that here. Okay, so we can play this. I'll mute this one. We'll take our EQ. Want to run a low pass. We're just getting like the bass of it. Okay, that's all we're worried about. Okay, hold on. This don't have to be. Okay, then we can go to this one. We're gonna do the opposite. Let's move this one. Do a high pass. Okay, and that's all the information we wanted from there. Alright, then we turn the two on. Yeah. But Sigma, why'd you do that? I could just do it all on the one track. What are you talking about, man? Alright, check it. So, let's do our plan. We know we have this. Okay? We know we have this. So I can just take this. Just gonna turn the volume of the low end down. We're not trying to kill it. We just want to make it quieter. Okay? So the higher end kind of sticks out. The low end is still a little bit present. Okay? It's audible. But when this comes in, nothing. You know what that means? That means while this is playing, okay, you can be vibing to it, and then when I want to drop the actual bass that I put in here, okay, you'll still hear it a little bit, so you're not just hearing something like this. Whoops, that's the wrong one. So you're not hearing something like this, right? It sounds all good till you go, and you're like, whoa, what just happened there, right? So we still want to leave some of that bass in there. Okay? We still want it jamming. We just don't want it too present. Okay? We want this to be very present. But if it gets to that point and I have to let it go, okay? Okay, there's not like, you're not losing it completely, okay? And then we can come over here to where we got the two combined, and then anything I want to do from that point. Okay, so let's do this. I hear this ringing noise. Okay, we don't want this stuff. Why? Why are we doing this? All right, here we go. It's not too bad. We need jump out. Jump out. Okay. So what are we doing here? We're just finding these little pockets. It's not too bad. It is annoying, but it's not bad. I just don't like that, so we're just gonna... Alright, so watch this. Subtle. Some of that stuff that was jumping out, some of that stuff that was kind of harsh, it disappears. You get something that's a little more smoother, that's a little cleaner. Alright, let's add a second EQ. Oh, wait before we get too far. Alright, you lose a very tiny bit of volume. Alright, cool. Now let's go over here. Okay, so let's just roll it here about 40. You don't really need all of it. And then of course I want to clean up here. Okay. Where is this, about 4? Just a little bit, okay? Not too much. Just sounds so much happier, don't it? All right. Now we kind of have that. Why? Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do here is gonna start doing some panning. So you're playing drum set, okay? Where you usually reaching for your closed open hat, okay? To your right, but as a listener. Or to your left, but as a listener, you're gonna hear that what? Right ear. So we're gonna make a pan to our right here, just a little bit, okay? So let's do this about 10-15%, okay? We're not trying to do anything crazy, just where it's not on the center, okay? Alright, and then ride cymbal. Or your crash cymbal. Take a bit, okay. But since we have our closed and open hat on the right, pan to the right, pan the cymbal on the left. Alright. But you could have it on the same side. In that case, just pan it a little further than you did the others, okay? That's up to you on how you want to do that, alright? But a tip that I could give you, alright? Not something you would necessarily learn in music, I don't think, but energy, okay? When it comes to energy passes to our left and exits through our right, okay? So, for instance, if you put your right hand over your right ear and you start speaking, you'll notice that all the high frequencies become dull, right? You don't hear them as much, but your left ear will pick up the lower frequencies in your voice really well, or in your surroundings. And likewise, you put your left hand over your left ear and you speak, all of the higher frequencies are more pronounced, and all of the bass frequencies are more dull, okay? So by this, you can also see it as if a sound is playing and it is more up on those higher frequencies, your right ear will pick it up better than your left. So you pan it to your right. Alright? Is that always going to be the case? No. However, if you use that, you'll probably have a better time at actually getting things to sit better and it being picked up by the listener, because the same thing is going to apply. Energy to the left, to the right. Look at your EQ. Goes from the left to the right, okay? So yeah, I always use that when I'm panning. It helps, okay? So Okay, so stuff like this, right? There's not really much going on. There's not a lot of, it's not like I'm playing a piano. There's not a lot of dynamics or anything like that. And, it's not very melodic, okay? Same would go for like kick snares and stuff like that. So what we could do, okay, is we can kind of center these. Um, you don't necessarily have to 100% mono these, okay? But you can do like start with 50, see how you feel, okay? So you can put this into mono, and all it is when you're saying mono is it's going to go into like a center channel instead of stereo where you have left and right, okay? So a lot of times drums will be partially in mono, especially at the lower end, because there's not really much going on there. It's not really, the kick is just the same. It's not like it's going to like your kick's not playing a melody or anything. It's not singing along. It's just tapping. So by putting certain things into the center channel, you kind of leave more space, create more space for things on the stereo and the left and right channels. Okay, so we can further create a space by dropping things that don't need to be in stereo in mono. Okay, so I'll take my kick, do the same thing. And so by doing like 50% merge, like as you start to, you know, it'll start sweeping through and making mono from the lower to the higher frequencies up to 100%, which then everything is completely in mono. So by doing like 50%, you can get, halfway through it in mono, or try 30 something, whatever. And then the rest of that will just hang out in stereo. Okay, so you can create this kind of separation between your low end and the rest of it. So here, let's do 30. Okay. All right. You just want. Okay. So by doing this now, the other sounds can kind of breathe a little bit. Okay. This, what I would do is I would actually widen this so we can go more separated and actually widen this out. Okay, so all we're doing when we're widening is we're taking a sound, and instead of where you would pan like left or right, it's doing a pan to both sides evenly. Okay, so it just spreads it and then it leaves kind of like room in the middle. Okay, so we're something like this where we have this plane. Okay, to have this plane with it in the middle, you kind of, make space, spread it around the speaker. Okay, so we start to widen this. Now it doesn't sound like it's in the center. Okay, now it's kind of spread. Okay. So stuff like that. We do like maybe 50%. Okay. All right. So just kind of trying to give everything space, trying to create room for everything. And then if you want, with this, since you have the two tracks, right, where you got your low and high end, if you wanted to further separate this, you could as well, because they're in their own individual tracks where you have that, the low. If you want to pan this more to the left to kind of give it a wider thing, or you want to do like that, you can completely do that. Okay, it's up to you after that. Okay, this is what do you feel? Okay, let's Now that we've done all of that, all right, we've cleaned up everything, blah, 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 over and over, okay? Let's take a look here. We're still within range, okay? If we want to make any minor adjustments as to the volume, because we can look here and we can say, okay, in all of our tracks, we don't have one area where we will be clipping, where like the sound is so loud coming in that we would actually be picking up some kind of distortion, or having our peaks from our sounds being cut off. Okay, now that we are sure that everything is cool and we've done all our work, let's move some faders. Okay, I'll maybe drop this just a little. Let's do like 0.5. The hats, let's drop it by like 1. And they say for every 1 dB you move your fader, you lose like 3 decibels of loudness, or like what's it called, perceived sound. Okay, so at this point we just want to do micro moves, and then how do we feel about it, and then more micro moves, and how do we feel about it, okay, till it sounds like we got a nice little blend, and then we call it a wrap for a little while, come back after our ears, taking a break, come back some hours later, sleep on it, wake up the next day, whatever, fresh ears, listen to it, and at that point we feel like something else needs to be adjusted, make that adjustment. All right, you gotta fine tune it, you gotta get it just right. Where this crash symbol is already. Maybe just one. That's perfect. All right. Could probably spread this too, but don't necessarily have to. I'll go for it. Let's do a 50% on this as well. Actually, we could do like 75. Within target, okay? Now here, once you get done with everything, you got everything kind of panned, whatever. If you want to make like any final adjustments to the entirety of this mix, you could do that. But be very careful with what you do because you don't want to ruin it. If you kind of done everything the way it should be done, you kind of don't want to touch it anyway, but you might want to just a little bit, okay? Maybe you might want to up the bass a little bit or something, okay? Or maybe you might want to, and just bring out the highs a little bit more or whatever, right? That's what this channel's for. But I'm gonna take the easy road. Alright, this is called Sheps. This is a plugin made by David Sheps, okay? It's called Sheps Parallel Particles. It was him and another guy. I think they spent, I'm sorry if I'm wrong on this, but I think a couple of decades, okay? They spent a lot of time. It's an algorithm-based thing, and you can come here and you can, guess once you pick the frequency, okay? You could come here and you could blast this thing, and the algorithm will promise you no distortion whatsoever, okay? You can crank this thing as high as we want to. This thing is bad, okay? I like it. So, let's start over in the 60 hertz range, and I'm just gonna, just till I get a little, okay? We're not trying to do much to it. It's already nice, okay? We're just kind of, now these are, always get these mixed up. But I believe this is either serial or this is parallel compression. So yeah, it says thick and like bite and that. When I first used it, I thought it was just controlling like the low mids or like the high, but this is just compression. That's all it is. So again, just a little. We don't want to do too much. We already kind of like how it is. Okay. Did kind of forget this whole signal thing, so let's, okay, all right, so we want to watch this as this is playing, okay? If it starts getting red, then the signal coming into this plugin is too much, okay? So we want to keep it in yellow, green. If it gets a little orange, that's okay. What we don't want constant red, okay? So these are linked. I'm gonna hit this button to unlink the output, okay? Because we gotta make sure that we're back. And I mean, it's about right there, right? You don't have to worry too much. Oh, that's right, because I have all this stuff turned off. Alright, so let's turn this stuff on. And yeah, now we're clearly over. So let's turn this down now. Okay. All right. I want to set our output at -1, and this is a true peak meter that we're using here. Increase our gain. sure we're getting a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. Alright, how's that sounding? How's that sounding? And again, I'll get up tomorrow. I'll definitely take a second, listen, make some corrections if I need to, right? First things first, we get rid of this and then listen to it, okay? Because this is giving us, obviously, an increase in loudness. Listen to it, blend it down a little bit more, throw this back on, we should be good to go, you know? Alright? So, that's that. We walked through it. It only took us, 2 hours and 15 minutes with all the talking. Alright? But when I'm not talking and I'm just focused, hey man, this would have been done like hour and a half ago. Alright? My brain's just, all it's doing is listening and I'm just thinking, click, 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 grab this, click, 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 and we're gone. Alright? So, yeah. Not bad, huh? So, yeah, I wanna, cause it's too easy. It's too easy to end up doing this for like 6 hours, right? Come here and be like, we're gonna make something, and then spend a lot of time trying to build something, and then after we built it, turn around and try and mix this down for you guys like all in one sitting. All right. And then what I used to do was after I was done mixing it, I would proceed to go and try and master it. Okay. The streams were crazy. All right. Then I was like, you know what? I don't need to have to like master this thing, like mix and do the master, like all of that. Like that's wild, my ears. Okay. So we just started mixing it down. Throw the limiter on it, make it a little loud so you know it's listenable, and then like we're cool. And then if I need to, right? I don't know, say somebody does want to add lyrics or something, then we can like master it once it's already completed. But I didn't mind doing the mastering after it because this was just music you guys were gonna just be listening to and wasn't expecting anybody to try and do anything to them, right? So put that up there. Yeah. I might drop this percussion down just a little bit more. I just kind of want this just like in the background. You can just kind of hear it, but not too much going on there, right? I just wanted to be part of the rhythm game, the movement game. That's it. Let's see if we I can maybe go a little louder. Just a little bit, alright? I can be content with that. But again, I'll double check. Alright? 2 hours, and this thing is up too, so my ears definitely want to punch me in the face right now. But I like how this turned out, and I guess I can add the tags in later. That's not a big deal. So I have like oh, they're right here. Yeah, I got way too many sounds now, and I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I just sometimes I just open the program and I'm just like, like that. That's all I can do is just sigh because it's gonna be a long day every time,
This
So
is
this is the
another
one you
hit
guys
LeBron
mainly
production.
hear. This other one, I don't know why I made it, but I don't really use it anymore. I don't use it anymore. And then this one, where's it? This one. This one
Legion of Tunes.
Okay, this one is the dry version of this one. I like how this comes
Legion
in.
of Tunes.
So I like using this one, and then this one, I don't know whatever happened. I think we were supposed to get like a site or whatever, or maybe we had one at one point and then we didn't. I'm not sure. It was a long time ago. but
LOTworldwide.com.
We had this. All right. So I usually just take this one and I take this one. I put them on there. However, I don't go by Enron the Majestic one anymore. All right. Y'all see the name Sigma the Majestic. So I'm gonna have to get a new tag. The only thing is, like, what do I actually want it to say? That's the hard part. That's the hard part. And then these two, because it was so long ago, I actually did these myself. Those are my recordings.
This is another hit
then I just-
LeBron production.
Yeah, it's my own voice. All right. But I think we might be due to let somebody else take that over. All right. So, what time is it now? It's like, man, it's still kind of early. Tell you what, let me just get like a few matches of Tekken in, and then we'll call it a night. All right. Call it a good stream, GG's, and we'll get out of here. So let's save this. Let's pull this, and then let's go in. And let's load the game. All right. And then let me pull up. Should we use? Well, not. Let's do this. I got it. Let's put it on shuffle. I think I should use game capture for this instead of the display capture.
This is
Oh, and that's
another hit
crazy.
LeBron production.
Was it like that the entire time? Oh. Yeah, it's been like that the entire time. The chat box has been missing. There we go. Now, how do you like that? Alright, so let's take our game capture and let's take out our display capture. I don't know why the sound is back in this game, but I think that was just the intro. And then this, I just need to, let's do like -20. Alright. I got the music turned down in my headphones. You guys shouldn't notice a change in volume. I need to be able to hear. Let's do a few matches and then I'm out. Now I got demoted. I was happy. I won 2 ranks in one night. I was fighting for my life, alright? Then I got on the next day and it was like everybody was a pro all of a sudden. And I just lost like 8 matches in a row or something, whatever it was. I think I maybe won 2 there, but it was mostly losses. And I got demoted, and I was like, oh man, it was over. It was a wrap.
Get ready for the next battle.
This can't be my first battle. go.
Round one.
Alright, here we go. He just knew to duck. Oh, he just ducking automatically. 'Cause he will. Go ahead. Nah, you got it. What? Okay, I messed up. You can have that. No, you can have it. Oh, okay. That actually that stunned me. I couldn't swing back. Oh, come on. Yeah, we gonna try it. We were gonna try it. That was slick. That was slick. See, it's like, okay. Alright. I'm gonna come back. Just watch it. Watch me. We're gonna come back. I don't like him at all. And then he... Alright, little cheater. He kicked my leg, which has turned into a throw, and then grabbed me again. I'm trying to fuck the wall. It's not fair. Come on. I just hate these, like, Mishima players, because they know they got, like, the fastest jabs. They know this. Which is why they just be waiting for you. They want you to hit, because once you block, they're gonna give free 2 hits. It's instant. Got him. Let's go. Dodge me, okay. Okay, that parry was nice. Okay. But how you like that? How you like that? I told you, you just got lucky.
Round three.
I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it. Oh, come on, man. He gon' rage on me. I can already feel it. The fact that he didn't rage on me is... Why he didn't use a rage art? You so kind, Jin. I don't know why you so nice to me. All he had to do was do his rage art while I was in the middle of that combo. That's all he had to do. Okay, that was my fault. He tried it. Oh, come on. was a mid too. I tried to parry him. Oh, he big mad. Okay, okay. Tell me how you really feel. Tell me how you really feel. I tried to duck under that, I can't lie. I tried to duck under that. That was my fault. That was my fault. He caught me. He caught me. He caught me. Yeah, catch that. No. Ooh. Ooh. Don't ask why I tried to. Don't. Just don't. I knew it was coming. Ah, that was my fault. And somehow he caught me. I'm upset now. I'm upset. I'm upset. I let him have it. There were two big mistakes. I don't like it. Two big mistakes in that. I don't like it. It cost me.
Get ready for the next battle.
All right, come on, King.
Round one.
Come on, King.
Fight.
Oh, that was lucky. Ooh, that was nice. I'll give you that. Really? That's how you treat? That's how you treat me? I just can't accept that.
Round two.
I can't accept that.
Fight.
Don't run. Okay, the side step was nice. That was nice. That was nice. That was nice. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Okay, usually they'll run after me. Okay. Okay. Okay, we see what you try to do. You should have went in for the throws. You should have went in for the throws. He gonna do it now. When they get mad, they start doing a lot of throws. There we go. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. I thought I'd be close enough. Misjudge. And no. Oh no. No. You know what? I'll let you have that. See, most of us don't even think really for like the rage art. Especially when he that was my fault. I wasn't even paying attention like that. surprised he was able to get that off. Okay. Okay. How does he have enough time to do a power crush, but I can't do that? If I try and do a power crush while I'm getting hit, I just get hit. It don't allow me to live. I ducked. You know what? I'm about tired of you. No! That was bull. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Yo, get him out of here. What was that? Did he just try to pull a me on me and then... Ah, no. I don't deserve this. And somehow his head just... Okay. I see how this is gonna go. Yeah, you like that. Nice. And somehow he caught me. I'm not surprised at this point anymore. He just go ahead and just lucky. Just lucky. Then he punched me in the kneecaps and it gives him a free hit. So he can just show out at that point. Come here. Yeah, you thought I've been waiting for that all my life. Hit him. Thank you. I was gonna say, if he gets under that, I'm done. I quit. He's trying. Why, son? Why? Why do you insist on making me angry? Just for that. I'm gonna hit you with an unblockable. Just for that. He went low. I'm so glad. I'm so proud of you, man. Look at what he... Okay. He thinks this is funny or something. I don't know. I really can't call it at this point. I can't call it at this point. He just thinks it's funny. Alright. Here. That... Ah, I couldn't. I messed up my 10 hit. I should have seen that coming. Let's go! I don't know why he got scared all of a sudden. I mean, he kept punching me in my kneecaps and getting free hits. I mean, he could have just gone to spam it. I ain't had no life left. Let's go ahead and spam it. I had no health left, okay?
Get ready for the
see what type of player you are. It's about to be fun. Every time you get scared, I know exactly what you're going for. Here, let's just give you that embarrassment.
Round 2. Fight.
Ah, wrong button. I'm sorry. Oh, nice. Wait, what? What just happened?
Round 3.
I should have had the sidestep on that. And somehow I didn't. And now I feel less than. I feel less than. Now I feel less than.
Round 4. Fight.
Oh, that I did the wrong thing. I was thinking about the wrong combo. That's what I was thinking about. Shut up. Oh, I wanted to give you the backhand of your. Oh, okay. No. Smack. Get out of here. Tell him to get out of here.
Round 1.
Yeah, I'm ready for this now. Nice. But not nice enough, son!
Fight.
Let's go! Let's go!
Fight.
We're sorry. The person you're trying to reach. Oh no! No!
Fight.
That's what you get. That's what you get. Goodbye. No. Why did I think it was over? I celebrated too early. I celebrated too.
You win.
Oh man. The player match room is called Sigma TV. I wish. I'm playing ranked.
Get ready for the next battle.
That's all I do. I get on here and I just hit rank. If I'm rusty, somebody will beat the rust out of me. That's all I'm saying. It's like you get to a point where you kind of know what you should be doing. I get the whole warm-up thing. That ain't my style. Just throw me in with the wolves. Just toss me in there. I got it. Give me a couple rounds. I'll be like, okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, I got the movement
Get
back. We
ready for
good
the
to go.
next battle.
I will. I'll be like, oh, you won that first round. You think it's funny, don't you? Next round, they're like, what is he doing right now?
Round one. Fight.
Mirror match, and guess who's losing? Oh no, don't make the comeback. I can't stand y'all. What was this? How can I not sidestep my own? What? Alright.
Fight.
Alright. I thought you were just, obviously. I was already on the ground. How did you get me to pop back up? Somehow. Yeah, get on out of there. Get on out of there. Get them on out of there.
Round three.
Jump kick. Nice. There's no way. Did I tell you I'm already sick of you? Somehow you just gonna duck under me, huh? You just gonna duck under me, huh? And somehow, I hit the wrong. I can't stand you. That was messed up. I didn't deserve that. Nice. I might not make it, people. See something cold. My heart, it burns. You know what? Screw you, pal. Oh, man. I can't lie, that was messed up.
Fight.
I ducked. Let's go.
Fight.
Oh, you can have that. You can have it. I'm telling you, you can have it.
Round three. Fight.
somehow you get all three? Come on, I wanted to be down forward 3 plus 4, not. You know what? Just take it. All right. I don't know why you keep trying to hit me with this. I don't know if this is on some kind of a checklist. And you finally hit me with it. This must be the good luck you were waiting for. It must have been the good luck you was waiting on. Okay, understood. I can't swing? What kind of mess is this? That was nice. Bull. I'm gonna go cry now. I got baited. As soon as she started running, I'm like, okay, this is my shot. And as soon as I triggered the heat smash, say, gotcha. And went right into a rage art. Jeez.
Get ready for the next battle.
My heart. That broke my heart so bad. That's it. That's enough for me. There's no more Tekken. But I've been on for a little. Wait. Hold on. Just when I was saying I was gonna leave, Landlord's over here making rooms. Hold on. Why you hold me up, Landlord? Huh? Oh, wait. I don't have a passcode. What's the passcode, man? So I got a friend's session open for us. Want to see how we can connect. Oh, I didn't even see this though. My bad. Okay. I didn't even see all that earlier. So what other number could it be? Such a corrupted mind. So corrupt, man. No, you got this guy. Nah, you banned. I'm banning you from my chat. He shouldn't even have a face. He shouldn't even have arms. He should just be all legs. That's it. Cause that's all you see.
Get ready for the next battle.
You can't say his name and all like I just picture like a person. Like all I could just see are just legs, just 2 tall legs, and they swing around. That's it. Look, he uses his hands for the motorcycle. That's it.
Round 1.
Go easy on me, man. Go easy on me. Ooh, nice. Nice.
Round 2. Fight.
Good shot, good shot. Alright, that hurt. Nice. Nice. I fell for it. I fell for it. Alright, come on. Come on. You almost, cause I almost tried to sidestep. You would have had me. Ooh, good one. Hit him, hit him, hit him. Let's go. Let's go. Good game, man. Good game. Thank you. Thank you for taking it easy on me, alright? Cause I can't stand I can't stand Horon, alright? I can't stand him. I just be stuck in the corner while he's kicking me. I'm just like I'm like, this is some bullshit. I'm just stuck. I can't do anything. Said one more, then I can rest. Hey, look, don't be saving the best for last. You're gonna go pick your main. You're gonna be like a Tekken god or something. You're gonna come here and crush me. Oh, okay. I'm about to say, you got your sleeve, man.
Round one.
Why does it look so bright? Ooh, good catch. Ooh, I know that had to hurt.
Round two. Fight.
No. Oh, wrong button. Yes. We started rolling. I thought I was gonna miss. I was kind of nervous. Ooh, good shot. Ah, come on. I dropped it. Okay, that was bad. That was bad.
Fight.
Oh. Yes. Let's go. Ah. Nice. Not the unblockable, man. Come on. Yes, come on. I'm about to drain as much health as I can off of you. Don't do it. Whatever you do, don't do it. Whatever. Oh my, whatever you do, don't do it. I told you whatever you do, don't do it. I thought I was gonna get you. When you hit me, I got nervous. And then when I got up, you missed. I was like, yes! I knew it was coming. you almost had that one, man. It's just when you did the attack, it stopped short. I don't think that was like one. If you would have lunged forward, if that attack would have lunged forward, it would have got me. I was trying to set you up because I still have my heat smash. So she has two. I don't know if, I think there are some characters that have two heat smashes, so she can do one while she's facing you, but she can do one while she has her back turned. And usually nobody uses the one with her back turned, so it catches a lot of people off guard because it starts as a low. It's not a mid or like a high move. So yeah, it kind of catches people off guard. As soon as you attack and it missed, I said, okay. Even if he blocks this, he's probably not expecting that low attack. Alright. Alright, that was fun. That was definitely fun. I gotta get out of here. It's already like close to 11. Alright. So, appreciate you guys for coming by. Again, want to work my way back up. I won't stream tomorrow. I'll just be chill. But yeah, we'll work our way up to being back consistently. But I did say I was gonna start back in May. I'm not, posting this stuff or anything like that for right now. So, hey. At some point, I'll start giving the heads up and all that, but still working through the music and stuff like that. I gotta actually have a couple of like video projects that are coming up and stuff. So yeah, I'll be semi-busy, but again, we'll keep trying to work on those beats for you guys. I'll keep trying different game tracks and stuff like that. Someone mentioned Sonic. So now I'm gonna have to go through and start listening to all the Sonic soundtracks. I already know, like the first one, there's already some classics in there, but, maybe try and look for some that aren't so notable and do something with them and make bangers out of them. So we'll keep going. I'm almost up to the first 10, and then I'll go ahead and I'll upload that. I'm still trying to think of a name for this project though, too. Without it just sounding like so cheesy, but that might be the route to take. Whoa, Octavius in the building. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Just caught, I'm getting ready to leave. Said, God bless, I hope your family's doing well. Yes, my daughter's gonna start next year in her school's gifted and talented program. She's been excited about that. I'm excited about that. Just trying to stay on top of it, make sure she understands her schooling and all that. And hey, it's a lot to juggle, but I make it work. So she's really happy. I gotta figure out what I want to do, like as like a reward. Have some little celebration. I'm proud of her. So, but yeah, let me get out of here, and I'll get working on those game beats. I'll finish the mix on the Streets of Rage one. If you don't see me post it tomorrow, I'll try. But if you don't, definitely be expecting like Monday evening, and I'll post it on my Twitter, just like I did the Killer Instinct one. It'll be in full, so you can listen to the whole thing from Twitter. Because eventually, y'all know where this is going, and y'all know who this is for. I am charging y'all for it. So, speaking of, how about we end on that note? Oh, I got 2 music players. Alright guys, appreciate all of you for coming out. I guess let's shoot for Friday, next Friday, okay? 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And next time I'll give you guys some time in advance, okay? I'm out. Take care. Remember, stay patient, remain diligent, and as always, be majestic.